All right, so on this wall, there's a whole bunch of pinholes that have come through. And I made a video about how to repair this a while ago, and a lot of people in the comments say that my method was unorthodox and they highly recommend not to do this. But I'm going to show you guys how I do it so then that could clear the tension between the people that say this was a bad idea. So we're going to get some mud. We're going to dye it blue like I did in the last one. And then I'm going to let it dry up, come back the next day, sand it out, and then prime the wall. I'm going to show you guys step by step how I do it to achieve the finished result without the blue penetrating through. So let's get started. Okay, so I've got my mud. I'm gonna take blue chalk and I'm just gonna pour it all onto my mud. Okay, you can see there's a blue chalk. Now we're gonna mix it all in. Now, you guys gotta remember that I'm in Canada, so I know our mud here in Canada isn't heavy like what the mud is in the States. So I can only speak from experience of the mud that's available to me. I know the mud in the States is a lot heavier. Here we have what they call lightweight mud. Why? I don't know, but that's just how it is. So you can see it's all mixing up. It's not heavy dark blue, but it is blue, so we're able to see where the imperfections are when they dry. Because if not, we put normal mud on and it dries, it's all going to be white, so you're not going to see where your imperfections are. So now, here we go. I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera, but you can see where all the air pockets are. I just like to coat the whole wall, so that way everything's going to be covered up and I'm not going to miss anything. So I don't really care what it looks like because I'm just gonna sand it all down anyways. So I mean, it doesn't have to be ultra smooth because this is just gonna get sanded down and all the mud's gonna do is just fill all those pinholes in. Okay, so now this is the second day. Everything has now fully dried up. As you can see, the wall is blue, but it's a very light blue. It's not a very heavy blue. So now we're going to go ahead and now we're going to sand it. There, now that everything is finally done sanding, we can now go and start to prime the wall out, and then we'll get a final see what it looks like. I'm not sure if you guys can see this part. It's getting really hard because even though the mud may have been blue after sanding it, it's very light in color. Guess what time it is? It's prime time. I mean, as you guys can see behind me, the wall is nice and white now. I mean, if I would have made the mud like dark blue, then yes, I would logically it would show through the primer more, but we don't need to make it go that dark blue. We just need to have it a nice light blue, just so that we can see where all the imperfections are and take care of them. And then we'll just prime it out after that, and then the wall is good. By the time you put your 2 coats on there, you ain't gonna even see anything behind there. So don't be afraid to try new methods out. I mean, sometimes they'll work, sometimes they won't, but the nice thing about paint and drywall is it's so forgiving. And this is how I've actually learned by myself, by trying all these different variables out and seeing what works and what doesn't work. But I know in my case and my scenario, dyeing the mud blue has never failed me. And I actually had one other drywaller that used red. But the thing with red is the box that he got the red in was a permanent number 4, which is gonna stick on there for a very long time. Whereas blue is only a permanent number 1. But don't forget, I'm up in Canada, so I mean, I know the mud will be different from the States or somewhere else around the world. So just to let you guys know, don't be afraid, try new things out. And then if you do, let me know. And